Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Art of Creation Homestead. My name is Jason. We're out here on this beautiful, sunny Southwest Ohio day, and there's uncertainty in the air for the coming week for like weather forecast, right? So, obviously, if you pay attention to the weather, I don't know somebody's commented in our stuff about the tornadoes and everything, and how terrible it's been, and very true. I pay attention to that kind of stuff. It's the uncertainty of it all can be very alarming, can be worrisome and fearful, and it's a thing that a lot of people deal with in life is uncertainty, not knowing what the result's going to be of a situation that is ahead of you, right? Well, today's Sunday. We don't know what the outcome on Tuesday or Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is going to be if we even have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because we're not guaranteed our next breath, correct? So there's all this fear of uncertainty, fear of death, fear of the outcome, fear and uncertainty, but it's fear of the outcome, uncertainty. We don't know what's going to happen, and we like to know. We very much like to know what's going to happen, so we know what to be prepared for. We know if it's going to be a good outcome, bad outcome. We want to know what we need to know, right? But the reality is, all we really need to know is what's going on right now. In Hebrews chapter 2, verse 10, it says, "In bringing many sons to glory, it was fitting that God, for whom and through whom everything exists, should make the author of their salvation perfect through suffering. Both the one who makes men holy and those who are made holy are of the same family. So Jesus is not ashamed to call them brothers. He says, I will declare your name to my brothers. In the presence of the congregation, I will sing your praises. And again, I will put my trust in him. And again, he says, here am I, and the children God has given me." Verse 14, "Since the children have flesh and blood, he too shared in their humanity, so that by his death he might destroy him who holds the power of death, that is, the devil, and free those who all their lives were held in slavery by their fear of death. For surely it is not angels he helps, but Abraham's descendants." And so there talks about everything was created was for God and through God. So all this is created for God, his glory, us, his glory. But he cares about us enough that also it's created for us and our benefit, right? When God gets glory, we also benefit. Then he talks about being of the same family as God. So both the one who was holy, which is Jesus, God and Jesus, and those who have been made holy, us, family of God, are of the same family because we're the family of God. And so when you think about that, he says, surely, and it winds up saying, surely it's Abraham's descendants who God helps. We're God's family. We are his children, of his family, of the kingdom of God, the family of God. He's there for us. I mean, my family lives in northwestern North Carolina. If I was in trouble, I think they'd be right here. I honestly believe that. And they're humans, right? They're humans. I think my parents would be okay with me saying that. They're humans. They're not perfect. It's okay. But if I was in trouble and needed help, I think they'd make it here. Even though they're aging, I think they'd make it here if they could. Well, how much more so God? We're in God's family. How much more so would God be right there to help you? If you needed help, which we need help every day, he's going to be right there. It's going to be okay. We don't have to fear that outcome. We don't have to fear what's going to happen tomorrow or in a situation that may or may not arise, that might likely arise but may not arise. There's no reason to fear it because we're in God's family. And if we know your own family would be there to help you, how much more so the perfect God? And in verse 15 he said, "And free those who all their lives were held in slavery to their fear of death." So there's the fear of death. And when you fear death, and when you fear outcomes, and when you fear all this stuff, the situations, you're held in slavery to that because you're kept worrying about that. And as long as you're worrying and fearing this outcome and death or destruction or financial collapse or what's going to happen in the government, or what's going to happen in Israel, or what's going to happen in the Ukraine, or what's going to happen in China, or what's going to happen over here, is there going to be another virus that comes out? Right. As long as there's these fears, and this uncertainty of what's going to happen, you're held in slavery to that, because by saying that means you're not living your life. You're not trusting God. You're not living in your moment. You're not living today. You're worrying about tomorrow. You're not living today. You're worrying about next week. You're not living today. You're worrying about 6 months down the road. Live today. Live today. There's uncertainty. That's why we have trust in Jesus. Yes, there's uncertainty. What are you going to change by worrying? Yes, there's uncertainty. Yes, there's things that can happen. God's right there. He's going to be there. I mean, there was an old song that I'm not sure how old it is, but I mean, like, a woman in our church back in North Carolina used to sing it. When God's 3 days late, He's still on time, right? I mean, Lazarus had been dead for 3 days. He was still on time. You know, Jesus was dead for 3 days. God was still on time. Like, God understands, right? His timing is perfect. His way is perfect. And there's always a point to whatever situation is going to happen. And it's here to glorify Him and work on. And God made everything here. You think He's surprised by an outcome? You think He's shocked by something that goes on? That, oh my gosh, this situation surprised me. God was unprepared for this moment. God is not unprepared for a moment, right? And if we truly trust Him and truly know that, hey, we're only as strong as our God anyways, right? He said, my grace is sufficient for thee. My strength is made perfect in your weakness. So when you're weak, He's strong. He's so strong. In His weakest moment, if God had a weak moment, in His weakest moment, He would still be stronger than our strongest moment, than our adversary's strongest moment. How about that, right? He's not surprised. He's not unprepared. He knows what's going. He knows. Now, is there free will? Yes, absolutely. People have free will. Do you think He's surprised by their choices? No, He's still right there, ready to act, ready to come to your aid. You know, ready to take care of things in a way that you're going to be okay, no matter the outcome. If we follow Jesus and we trust Jesus and we know we're saved, even in death, we're okay. So let's take that approach to our everyday life. If we do our very best, right? We're going to mess up. That's okay. Let's do our very best. Take that approach to our everyday life of don't fear the uncertainty. Don't fear the outcome. You know, and don't fear death. The extremities is death, right? Sometimes you think, well, I'd rather be dead than this, but that's a little tough. But don't fear the outcome. Don't fear death, and don't be held in slavery and locked up to where you can't live your life today. So thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. My name is Jason. This is Art of Creation Homestead. We love y'all. God bless you, and goodbye.